Hey, what up? It's your boy Creative B down here. Not gonna focus too much on the gameplay right now in this video. This is a trash talker in this video right here. I ain't gonna lie, I have to drop them off. Okay, not just this guy in particular, but I run into a lot of them. I'll say enough for me to say something about it. Not really that we have a difference here, but I messaged him at first because I seen he had a modded save. Because how do you have 99% wins and the fraction doesn't, none of it makes sense, while also at the same time it doesn't match your level of play. It doesn't match anything. How do you have 90? Why does everyone all of a sudden have 99%? We know modded saves are running around, but the point I'm going to get is pretty much there's no way you're 99% and you're complaining about shit like that and you're talking about stuff like that. Just realistically, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's like I call it main character syndrome. A lot of players, especially in anime games, have that, but in Xenoverse, it's prevalent. And every one of these Xenoverse players that talk like that don't play no other fighting game. They don't even talk about fighters because you don't play that religiously. They don't play Mortal Kombat. They don't play no other real fighting game, and yet they think they know what they're talking about. Because look at the next thing this guy says. Like, this nigga really just spelled out iframes, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the problem. That's the majority of Xenoverse players on this game. They don't know what they're talking about. How can you complain so much and talk about what's fair, what's not fair, and what's balanced when you don't know what you're talking about? You understand nothing about real fighting games. This is probably the closest you've gotten to a fighting game ever. And so you can't play games casually and then talk like you have knowledge on them. Like, makes sense, because this dude literally backtrack and say, well, he don't play the game much, he's new to it. Bro, then what makes you think you could tell me something? Honestly. Yeah, now that shit wasn't no typo. It wasn't on accident. He said that shit again. That boy, he said that with conviction. So people, they'll talk about iframes, and I hear that a lot. People talk about iframes. I'm like, bro, it's such a simple term, and people don't understand exactly what that means. And people get so caught up in naming stuff and whatnot. It doesn't make any sense to me how you can play a game for so long and yet know so little about it. What have you been doing? You literally decided not to touch grass just to suck and have no knowledge of the game that's taking up all your time. Alright, and then the dude admits it. Now, this is not a kid. This is a grown man. He finally admits it. He heard about it from watching Steed OJ, and it happens a lot from watching these YouTubers. I'm saying they're cool and all, but we have to understand that in the Xenoverse community is one of the only communities to where the top players are not the influencers. It's players who don't really understand the game at a competitive level, but there's the one leading it. Like, they're leading it. They are good content creators, but they are not good players. In my personal opinion, they're average at best, honestly. But here's the thing, because you can learn more, you can understand more about the games you play and actual other fighting games so that you could actually transfer some of that knowledge on how fighting games typically work and share mechanics so that you could play games like this, I think, at a better level than what you already do. Because if you're still complaining about key canceling, you have not played a real fighting game before. You have not played no other games before. But that's all I got to say for this.